What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone is having a fantastic Sunday morning. My apologies. The weekend has gone by fast. We have a very special guest with us right now on our show. Ross, why don't you introduce our very talented five-star guest?
Yeah, we've got an incredible guest, guys. We've got five-star 2023 cornerback Jahlil Hurley, who is actually the number 4 overall cornerback in his class. How you doing today, Jahlil?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you on, Jalil. Thank you so much for your time and taking time out of your Sunday to join the scoop.
No problem. Thanks for inviting me on.
What's it like, Jalil? I mean, you worked so hard, off-season workouts throughout your football career so far. Class of 2023, you're already rated as the number 4 cornerback in the nation, 5-star recruit. What's that feeling like?
It feels good to get the recognition that I deserve. I've been working for like 2 years now. So yeah, it feels good.
Gotta love it, man. And what are you trying to improve on this offseason?
My speed, my strength. I don't really care about being big because I'm a corner. I need to stay, long and fast. So my speed, strength, just overall technique.
Jahlil, what is your current height and weight right now?
I'm 6'2.5" and I'm 170.
Okay. And I'm kind of curious, in high school, are you guys playing mostly man-to-man coverage or are you playing zone coverage?
At my school, they man me up on. So we have like a field side corner, we have a backside corner. Since they just lock me up and run whatever to the field and whatever. So they just lock me up the whole game. So it's
cool.
It's pretty neat because most schools in my area region they run zone. They play like off minutes. If I want to do all that, I press up.
Jalil, how's the recruiting cycle been for you? I mean, you have offers from everyone. I saw Alabama, Florida State, Auburn, Miami. I mean, everyone's offering you. So, how's that been with, all eyes are on you as a 5-star cornerback?
Good. I just gotta carry myself as a 5-star. I can't go around goofing around stuff like that. It's going pretty good. I haven't really been talking to any colleges like specifically more than anyone. I've been talking like everybody equal.
Okay. Yeah, very cool. I love that quote, man. You got to carry yourself like a 5-star. Can't be goofing around. You got to keep your eye on the prize, man. So I love that mentality. Have you built a good relationship with any specific coaches out there in the public recruiting?
Not really, no, sir.
Okay.
I plan on doing that my junior season. So
Now, you play in 7A, right, for Alabama?
yes, sir.
So you're lining up against 3-star, 4-star wide receivers. How has that helped you become a better player?
And me playing him as a freshman, going into my freshman year, I played him as a freshman. So that helped me out in a big amount because I'm a little 6 foot 140 playing people for Amari Kelly
Yes.
out of Hewitt. Yeah. Trey Shackelford, I don't know if y'all heard of him, but I'm playing like people like him my freshman year, so it helped me out a bunch. Just getting better going into my sophomore season.
Now, let me know if I'm correct on this or not. I saw something that kind of blew my mind, Jahlil. Did you not allow one single reception last season?
No, sir, I didn't.
Not one.
Not one.
How do you pull off something like that, Jahlil? How do you get to that level already in your young career?
I just set after my freshman year, I set like that was my goal to allow 0 catches my sophomore year. So I just worked hard that summer and I did that next season.
Jalil, who's a player you kind of look up to? Maybe you even watch his film in the NFL, maybe college football that you try to model your game towards.
I watched J.C. Horn out of South Carolina and I watched Jalen Ramsey.
Very cool. Wow. No, those are 2 great cornerbacks. J.C. Horn, Travaris Robinson coached him up at South Carolina.
Yeah.
He's the quarterbacks coach at Miami, so that's very cool you referenced him. What about those guys that you love and you kind of resemble your game towards?
I like the grittiness, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't back down from anybody at all. Like J.C. Horn locked down. What's his name? Seth Williams at Auburn.
Yep.
That's what put him on the map, basically, him locking down Seth Williams. And then Jalen Ramsey, he didn't allow any receiver to get over 100 yards or something like that, I think. that's what I like about them. They lock down seatbelt stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Jahlil, you've got really good speed. Is this something that is because of a track background, or you just work on speed with your regular coaches?
I actually don't run track. I'm starting track. This is my first year of track this year. But I was born with natural speed. Like God gave me speed, and I work on my speed too. So that helps out.
I heard you might be playing a little wide receiver. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
How is that going to help you out in the long run at cornerback, do you think?
I feel like it would help me. Like it would help me be able to read the receiver off the splits and the cuts that they do and their releases and stuff. So yeah, stuff like that. Just little stuff their receivers do can help me out by me playing it.
Jahlil, who's your favorite college football team growing up? I know you're from Alabama, so I'm sure Auburn, Alabama carry a lot of weight in that state.
As a little kid, I didn't go for anybody. You know, as a little kid, you went right for the team that was winning that game at the time. So that's me. I'm like, oh, Alabama win, I'm going for them. Miami win, I'm going for them. They winning. Buffalo win, I'm going for them because they winning. That was me as a little kid.
No, I agree. I was the same way, man. I had a Reggie Bush jersey growing up, so that was my guy at USC, man. They were tearing it up. Do you have, what decision? I know you're class of 2023, so you got a long way to go, but have you kind of put like, hey, 5 factors that play a key role in maybe the school you want to pick the next 3 to 4 years for your next education and playing football for them, whether it's facilities, playing time, academics?
Probably coaches, the environment of the school, the people that go to the school, the vibe the school gives off itself, and just the team itself, like the teammates, the overall chemistry of the team.
Jahlil, you got, and I'm going to list off some of your offers so our fans have an idea of what kind of offers you really got. You got offers from school like Alabama, Auburn, Florida, FSU, Georgia, LSU, Miami, Michigan, Mississippi State, Penn State, and South Carolina. How has it been so early in your recruiting process to have such big schools chasing after you?
It's a blessing because that's what I've been wanting to do since middle school. So it's a blessing to get all these offers as a sophomore in high school.
I know. Are there any colleges that haven't offered you yet that are talking with you right now?
I think Ohio State and Clemson are talking to my coach a little bit. In Texas, I think just schools like that. I know USC is talking to my coach, but that's like far off. And they don't think I would go because I'm from Bama. You know what I'm saying? I think that's bullcrap. But
Jahlil, have you spoken to anyone at the University of Miami when you received your offer?
DB coach JC Horn, that coach JC Horn, I talked to him.
Travaris Robinson?
Yes, sir. I forgot his name.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. How has that relationship been, knowing JC Horn's your favorite player? Was that very cool?
And when he told me that, I was like, you coach JC Horn? I was like, you coach JC? But I seen JC Horn's video on his Instagram, and I seen coach in the background. I was like, he really coached JC Horn? So, you know what I'm saying? That helps out a lot.
Very cool. Have you ever been to Miami, Florida before, the University of Miami campus in Coral Gables?
Never been to Miami.
Very cool. Is that a plan to visit specific schools in the near future?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Jahlil, how do you describe your game? When it's time for you to pick your college, what kind of player our college is going to be getting?
A hardworking young man that's going to put his 100% to every rep. You need me crunch time. You can put me in a crunch time because I can deliver.
Does your high school have any plans this year to play any big out-of-state teams?
We played Brentwood Academy out of Tennessee, a really good team out of Tennessee. Top team in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really good game. And hopefully, we're going to make it to the playoffs. I'm going to say we're going to make it to the playoffs. You know, Thompson, the Thompson Warriors, we're going to get a crack at them this year.
Nice, man. That's awesome. So that's the expectations at your high school. Make the playoffs, compete for a state title.
Yes, sir.
Are you doing any 7-on-7 right now this summer or in the future?
I did 7-on-7 like last summer, and next year I'm trying to like find a team that I'm going to play for next year. But I'm gonna wait till like the summer to do that. I'm focused on school ball right now and getting through the season, regular season, winning region, getting the playoff game at home, and getting to the state championship.
We have a question from 247 Canes. He asked, Jahlil, it's 4th down and 5 on the opposing team, and the opposing team is in your red zone. Do you prefer the coaches to call man/zone coverage or call your number on a blitz?
I say if we're in the red zone, call man coverage. I'm going man, because like my school, since I've been playing, our D line has been phenomenal all 3 years, and I feel like they can take care of the run game. So they can just press me up.
You mentioned Thompson High School, and from what I remember, isn't that where the Fegans brother goes to high school?
Yes, sir. They moved there this year, I think, pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that would be incredible to see that kind of talent in the backfield. You two guys matching up like that. That would be absolutely incredible. In Alabama football, and when playing 7A football, how do you compare it to other states? Do you feel that the caliber of talent is comparable elsewhere?
I feel like a little bit, but you can in other states, you can be soft and still play. In Alabama, you cannot. Big country boys, big 225 running backs. You can't be soft playing in Alabama. And I feel like it's one of the toughest in the country to play in, like the 7A. I feel like it's one of the toughest in the country.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love hard work. Put your head down and just, hit the weight room and keep working hard, man. I love that mentality, Jahlil. Ross, anything else you got, man, for Jahlil? It's been a pleasure to speak with you. We know you're going to do great things. We came away very impressed after this interview. You're very mature for your age as well, so very well spoken, man.
Yeah, all I had left for you, Jahlil, I was just kind of curious. I know we're in July now. What was the last colleges you were able to see in June?
I went to UGA on the 3rd. Where did I go next? I went to UGA, LSU, Bama, and then Florida. And if everything goes out smoothly, I will be in Miami the last week of July, just down there. And I'm gonna hit up coach to see if I can come on the campus or something, get a visit or something, get a workout or something, just something nice like that.
Awesome.
Gotta love it. Jahlil Hurley, 5-star cornerback, number 4 corner in the nation. You're pushing to be number 1, of course.
Yes, sir. No doubt about it.
Jahlil, man, thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure getting to know you, and we're extremely excited about your future career in football and just whether it's academics and in life, man. We know you're gonna do great things.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Jahlil. Have a great rest of the Sunday. Take care. Jahlil Hurley, 5-star cornerback, class of 2023. He's currently the number 4 cornerback in the nation. This is a very early preview of a premier cornerback who already stated his favorite player was J.C. Horn, who was coached by Travaris Robinson, who already offered Jahlil Hurley as a class of 2023 player. 5-star recruit. This is a must-get for the class of 2023. He is in the state of Alabama. You better believe Auburn, Alabama, and Georgia, they've already offered him.
This is the type of cornerback that everybody wants to add now, Paul. The 6'2" height, the elite length, the things that you can't teach. I mean, when I was watching his film and I was just noticing how much of a shutdown corner he really was, I was kind of interested to go and see, okay, what kind of pass percentages did he give up last year? And to go and find out he didn't allow one single reception for an entire season. Bro, this is 7A Alabama football. There's guys who want to test him. There's offensive coordinators that want to test the 5-star. They want to see if they can beat the 5-star. They couldn't do it, bro. They literally couldn't do it.
I thought it was interesting, the Fegans brothers, they're going to be playing against each other this upcoming season. And, those are 2 brothers who Miami is very heavily interested in. There's Traquan Fegans, 4-star cornerback, who his family seems to be loving Miami right now all over social media as well after the Chris Graves commitment. how do you think those two compare with, Jahlil Hurley, Traquan Fagans? I know different classes, and then they had Traquan as his younger brother as well. But how about all three of those guys from Alabama coming to Miami? How special would that be?
I mean, that would speak to the T-Rob effect that we've talked about. If he could plant himself in another state and pull out multiple high-end recruits from a different state that we really haven't had a lot of success in and do it right away, Paul, I mean, this is everything we've basically been looking for, yeah?
No, I mean, that would be huge. I mean, these three football players, it's different. It's different in the state of Alabama. They have big bodies. He said it best. This is Jahlil Hurley saying this. There's a lot of big country boys out there in the state of Alabama. There's a lot of big running backs. So you have to be physical. And I think that's something Miami has been missing, is being physical at the cornerback position in the secondary as a whole. A smart physicality, not targeting every other play. You have to know the rules. But I think that's what we're missing at the cornerback position unit, is being more physical. And if Jahlil Hurley is a physical corner, you better believe it. He's going to have a tremendous amount of success at the Power 5 level, and he's going to be a name to know in college football. And let's talk a little bit about Traquan Fagins, class of 2022, four-star cornerback, holds offers from Miami, Alabama, South Carolina, Arkansas. He is an SEC cornerback. There's no denying that. Where do you think we stand with Miami right now, Ross?
Well, man, I mean, if it was just based off of Twitter hype alone, we would obviously be the first choice. I mean, the whole family has really kind of pushed after the U this whole time. I mean, they're all posting pictures. Even his 23-year-old brother that was at campus is posting pictures in Canes gear now. So this is a whole family event type of thing. I mean, mom, dad, the older brother, the younger brother, and then there's a 2025 Fegan as well that's on the come up too. So this is a bloodline situation we're talking about now, Paul. And if we can get ourselves involved with the oldest brother, Traquan, and make it work down, that might not be a bad way for us to go.
What I recall is, Traquan Fagins, his family were big Miami Hurricanes fans growing up. There is that love there, that connection with the University of Miami. He is an out-of-state cornerback, which something it's, Miami has gone after in the past, but, you really don't have to with all the South Florida talent we have here. You have your Ryan Turners, your Earl Littles, Jacoby Spells. You've had some misses, obviously. There's Jaheim Singletary out of Jacksonville, near that Georgia-Florida border. Jacksonville's far as hell from Miami, but you get the point. He's a 5-star going to Ohio State. Do you think Jaheim Singletary, Traquan Fagins will close out this 4-star cornerback class, or they already have their fourth one in mind after Traquan Fagins? Because I think he's their third option. He's the next cornerback as the priority to commit for that position unit, and then they'll go for their fourth one, which I think is Jaheim Singletary.
I think, Singletary is the type of talent that they would clearly accept at any stage during this recruitment. If he jumped up one day and said, you know what, I'm done at Ohio State, I want to go play with Coach T-Rob, we would open him right in. I mean, we would be ready for him that morning if he wanted to. He's that type of player. The direction I see us going in, and while I love that Singletary is, calling out T-Rob and letting it be known that this is a guy that he really has interest in, enough to bring him up publicly while he's committed to Ohio State, an elite DB school. So it's interesting at least. But, Paul, I still see it kind of ending up being something like a Nick Cole rounding out the end of this class. That's the way I kind of see it.
Yeah, I think Nick Cole they have in their back pocket if they want to make that move. I truly think they're going to fight for Jaheim Singletary towards the end. And then, if things don't really go well during the regular season, then, hey, maybe they'll back off and just take a Nick Cole as expected. But if things are moving forward in the regular season, they're making a lot of noise. They're winning big games. Would love that. Would love to add Jaheim Singletary. We have our next guest ready to go. We're sending him the link right now. And I think you guys will really enjoy this next guest that we're bringing on. We're just waiting for him to come backstage. I think it will be very interesting with everything going on right now. 24/7 Canes actually spoke about Fagin, saying that he has a 4.7 speed. Would like to know if that was a fluke because of injuries, or is that his real speed? That's something interesting because you can't really trust, a lot of these 40 times coming out of high schools. They're very either overblown or it's not accurate, ultimately, these 40 times. So you got to take it with a grain of salt.
The way I look at it, Paul, and this is a way to get players noticed in high school. It's a way to get guys noticed who might not be getting noticed due to their film. You know how speed is. Speed always attracts colleges. So, if you got coaches that are willing to say you're running a half a second faster on your 40 time just to help you get noticed a little more, that kind of stuff's going to happen. And it's why it's so vital to get these guys clocked at the proper camps where we know the proper equipment is at.
Ross, what's the next major position group we need to focus in this cycle, you think?
Well, linebacker is something that we just have to address. There's no doubt about it. But linebacker and wide receiver, Paul, that's the two that are sticking out to me right now. We've got to get that sideline to sideline speed at linebacker, the Devin Jackson types, and we have to get some kind of length, some kind of height at wide receiver. We have to get guys that can compete for those jump balls and win those consistent jump ball passes often.
Yeah, I think linebacker is definitely something to talk about. The linebacker position unit, I think right now our personnel is not the strongest it's been in quite a while. And I mention this every week. Manny Diaz is looking for a specific athletic profile, at the linebacker position unit to cater to an inside linebacker. Whereas, we were really recruiting outside linebackers, middle linebackers in the past. And, we're trying to cater to a pass heavy offense. Therefore, like we saw against North Carolina, who had two very good running backs, big body running backs, we got ran over. Because of that matter, we're very undersized of that unit. So I agree, linebacker position unit, wide receiver play. I think we might have something going with Harley, Rambo, Xavier, or Restrepo. I think those three wide receivers can get us through conference play. Who knows who'll be the X factor out of that group? But yes, we need to, a big body size wide receiver. Andre Johnson, your Leonard Hankersons, creates an X factor mismatch. Amon Richards had that early on in his career before his career-ending injury, unfortunately. But, we're missing that X factor at the wide receiver position. Maybe it was due to offensive limitations with our past offensive coordinators. But, hopefully we can find that X factor wide receiver that we had in the past. Now, I think offensive line, we just need to keep building. I think we have a first-team offensive line. Everyone returns, but next year, not everyone returns. We're going to be losing people. And that's when your offensive line gets a little bit imbalanced. Remember, I'm a little bit lost with the eligibility rules, but I'm pretty sure Navon Donaldson, he's gone, for example. Corey Gaynor, does he have another year of eligibility? You guys have to confirm with that, but he's been at Miami, I think, for 4 to 5. It's been a while. I'm assuming the whole COVID-19 rules kind of, kind of confused me a little bit, but I think offensive line, you got to keep building because you have a first team right now, but your second team is not there. And I'll stand by that right now. We don't have a second team offensive line. Complete.
Yeah. We haven't had a second team offensive line in how long? We're not talking about just
first team.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't even talk about a legitimate first team, at least on a consistent basis, for years and years and years and years now. Garen Justice, I'm sure, is trying to do everything he can to possibly change that. He wants that first unit to gel. He wants to get established depth going. He knows there's no way to get better and no way to take the team to the next level unless we improve in the trenches. And I'm sure he's fully aware of that.
I think Snoop, Amamah, Daughtry Richardson, adding those two guys, to this class of 2022 is a great solid start. Those are huge measurements they have. They look like Power 5 starters. Jacob Hood would be another solid grab. He's not a 3-star recruit by any means. He is an SEC offensive lineman. Okay, your Malik Agbo is like, hey, if we can land him, that would be great. It's very hard to land a 5-star from the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be very difficult. I know, Ross, you can talk probably for days about Malik Agbo, but that's going to be a tough grab. But I think if you can lock down 3 out of the 4 players I mentioned, that's a huge win.
Absolutely. These are quality offensive linemen. We're not talking about just guys that are maybes and stuff. These are guys that I truly feel are important pieces, would be important pieces for any team they committed to, let alone Miami. So to get that caliber of player, and to get not only that caliber of player, but to get the caliber of player that Garen Justice specifically wants for his system, that's what's going to be big for us. Finding the system fits, finding the matches. That's what's going to be big for us, Paul. Look at how long we've been trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, basically. We've been trying to take guys and make them do things they're not good at for 10, 15 years. It's time we stop that. It's time we start letting our athletes be athletes and use them appropriately.
I 110% agree. Do you think we go after any running backs in this class? I don't think so.
No, not with Thad and the transfer.
Cody Brown.
Yeah, I think we're set there pretty well. I mean, we've got one heck of a wide running back room. We haven't even seen the best of Rooster and Chaney yet. So we've got some insane talent, in my opinion, back there.
Yeah. A lot of young talent. I know, we're going to have at least 2 running backs that are going to run for over 1,000 yards at least from that group. And there's too much talent for it to go to waste. Cam Harris, you got Don Chaney, Jalen Knight, and Thad Franklin, Cody Brown. How do you improve how do you distribute all the carries out of that group? And our next guest is backstage. We've been talking a lot about Traquan Fagin, the Fagin brothers. Well, Ross, why don't you introduce our next guest?
We have got 2023 cornerback Jacquise Fagin coming in right now out of Alabama. How you doing today?
Good. How are y'all?
Doing great, Jacquise. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Sunday to join us. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Jacquise, how's this upcoming season, man? How are you getting ready for it? Off-season wise, workouts?
It's going pretty well. I'm still putting in some work to get better.
Absolutely, man. And speaking of getting better, what have you done this off-season, to get better and things you've been trying to work on?
I've been working on my training and stuff.
Are you doing any 7-on-7 this offseason?
Yes, sir, we did.
Who are you playing for?
I played for D1 Elite.
Okay. What is your current height and weight right now?
I'm 5'10", and I'm 163.
Okay.
Jacquise, man, you and your brother Traquan, you guys are playing the same high school. We just had Jahlil Hurley on our show as well out of Florence, Alabama. He said he's excited to play you guys at Thompson High School. How's that matchup for you guys, going into the season?
It should be a pretty decent matchup.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, man. He said he hasn't given up one reception all year this past season. So, that's something I'm going to be keeping my eye out. Jacquise, how has this summer been, in the recruiting process wise, and what coaches have you been speaking with?
I've been talking to a few of them. It's been going pretty well. It's been busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a chance to visit Miami. Let our fans know how that experience it was. What all did you get to do while you were at Miami?
We got to do a lot. We toured the city and stuff and the facilities. It was very nice.
Was there anything in the facilities that really stood out to you? Anything that caught your attention?
Just the view. The view.
Jacquise, do you and your brother ever, talk about playing college football at the next level as a goal of you guys, or maybe you guys want to just play at different schools?
It's a goal for us to play at the next level together.
That was a very cool experience, man. 2 brothers playing together and playing the NFL together. I think that would be tremendous, man. So that's pretty cool. You guys talk about that. What are you doing right now, Jacquise, the rest of the summer after visiting all these schools? Are you just preparing for your upcoming season?
Yes, sir.
Love it, man. And what's the expectations down at Alabaster?
To keep working.
What type of season did you have last year? COVID going on, were you able to have kind of a regular type of season?
Yes, sir.
Where did you play last year?
Oxford.
What kind of stats did you put up there?
I didn't really play much last year.
Okay. Are you expecting to get more snaps this year at Thompson?
Yes, coach. Yes, sir.
Who are some players you look up to in the NFL? That you
I like
model your
Richard
game
Sherman.
after?
I like
Who was
Richard
that?
Sherman.
Richard Sherman. Why Richard Sherman?
He's smart.
Yeah,
He a
yeah.
ball hawk.
Are you a ball hawk as well, Jacquise?
Yeah, in between.
In between.
How many brothers do you have playing football right now?
4. I'm at 5. I'm at 6. 6. 6.
6 right now playing football. Wow. That's got to keep your parents busy as hell, bro. I can only imagine what that's like. How do you describe your game? You know, are you physical? Are you smart? How do you describe your football game?
I'm physical.
What do you do really good though? What are you best at?
Guarding the receiver, knocking down the ball a lot.
Are you a pressure corner or do you like to play off a little bit?
I like to press.
You like to get your hand on guys early on the route?
Yes, sir.
I like to hear that. We like physical corners, definitely.
Hey, Jacquise, was your family big Miami Hurricanes fans?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, being from Alabama, how did you guys become Miami Hurricanes fans? What drew you to the University of Miami?
Because they used to be they was really good the past years.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's like your family's favorite players?
Who's the family's favorite player? I don't know. Probably Chuck Horn.
Very cool.
What kind of advice has Traquan been able to give you during this process? He's a year older than you, so what kind of advice can you learn from him?
He just say, just trust the process and just keep on grinding. That is all gonna pay off one day.
Was there a specific reason that you guys wanted to go play for Thompson High School?
Yes, sir.
Was it a certain coach or what was the reason?
Because we feel like we would be a better fit at Thompson than we was at Oxford.
That makes sense. It's all about fit, especially in the secondary. You know how important it is to be the right fit with the right coaches.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Jacquise, it was a pleasure speaking with you today, man. We greatly appreciate your time. Ross, did you have any questions for our great talented guest?
No, man. It's great to get you on, man. It's great to let our fans know that there's going to be a lot of Fagin brothers coming up through the works. So it's time to get familiar with all you guys because you're all good football players. You're all going to be star players.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jacquise, thank you so much for your time, man. We wish your brother best of luck on his decision because I know it'll come up eventually this year, class of 2022. And, man, we wish you the best of luck as well in your upcoming football season and your college decision in the near future.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right, appreciate you, Jacquise. Take care, man. All right, that was Jacquise Fagins. His brother is Traquan Fagins, class of 2022, who a lot of people think he may choose the University of Miami. They are recruiting him hard, and like Jacquise said, his goal and his brother's goal is to play football together at the next level. Ross, anything else you want to add before we wrap up this show?
I thought it was interesting. I thought he had 3 brothers playing football. To find out he's got 5, 6 brothers playing football. This is a family business now, Paul. This is that whole bloodline that you talk about, and these are just talented kids. They're all talented kids in that family. I've got a chance to watch 3 of their tapes so far. The 2025 brother is showing some advanced technique already too.
Hey, who knows? Maybe the Fagins brothers will be suiting up in the orange and green in the near future and playing for the University of Miami. Want to thank everyone who joined this show. We did it on the fly. 12 o'clock for me. It's like 8 a.m. for Ross down in Alaska. So Hey, thank you again for everyone this Sunday morning for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. And always, all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Cane.